What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, always positive Jay, and we have Rafa with us today. We have a packed house. We have so many people that want to talk about the Cleveland Guardians.
Well, when you're winning, you want to have everybody here. You want to be ready for the playoffs. That's where we want to go.
Ready for the
we
playoffs?
are playing really good right now. I'm very happy. I'm happy that I'm listening to Rafa calling homers, Gustavo too. That was for me the last 2 days in there. But it's been really, really special to watch our team come back from after we lost 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Rafa, it was hard.
It was hard to watch because it's difficult when the weather gets hot and pitching and hitting disappear at the same time.
Oof.
Usually happens that sometimes the relievers won't have it, or sometimes it's the starters, and other times the hitting. But everything goes, including the defense. It's just hard to win in any type of baseball. And for the Guardians, committing 21-plus errors in a dozen games, and then going now to in July, one error, and then going from a run and a half during that streak to scoring 6.5 runs. It's wonderful to see. And what I like about it is that the pitching has been consistent all year long. We have the ups and downs like we did, but it just so happened that everybody was down at the same time.
So let me ask you guys this. You guys had to watch that 10-game losing streak. Did you think, like, during that 10-game losing streak, it was going to be done, like the season's over, or...
No, I thought I was in Hollywood calling the remake of Major League.
Oh, wow!
The way the ball was being thrown all over the place.
You didn't know what was going to happen. Oh, my God.
It was nothing was functioning. You know, we wasn't hitting either. You know, we got our team short out like 3 or 4 times. It was hard to score scoring runs in there, throwing the ball away the way Rafa say. But it was amazing. But I think everything clicking. Something positive in there. Positive. He's gonna be talking in a couple of minutes. Was that our starters keep us in the game, at least in that from June 1st through today. We are second in Major League Baseball in ERA. That's good. That we don't have that last year. Our bullpen was the one that saved us last year, but it was the starter. That's something positive that we have to say about everything we went through. But you know what? Since the winning streak started, 10-2, 6.3 runs in there, 21 homers, 3.87 the ERA. After everything together. That's a special.
Only one error, and if you throw in a homer in 11
one error?
consecutive games at home.
Rafa, one error?
One error.
Wow.
One error we have.
That's guards ball, like we've been talking about. And this team is so on fire. That light is so bright. I had to put the shades on to start the show. I couldn't see that well. They're
so
just on
ready
fire.
To play the game. You're ready to play the game. But I have something for you guys.
Always Ray Charles.
We got Ray Charles in the house. In our show, we have everything for you guys. But you know what? We have something for you guys. The conference last night, our manager talked. Let's listen to him.
I thought overall Joey, he battled today. I thought his command was a little off. Made pitches when he needed to. Obviously wasn't getting hit hard, but they made him throw a lot of pitches. And, but we saw some really good stuff out of Joey today. Gave us 5 strong, gave us a chance to win.
Remember you talking about situational hitting about a week and a half ago before the All-Star break. You weren't freaking out or anything, but can you say about what you guys have done in the last week or so when it comes to situational hitting?
Yeah, I mean, last night aside, I feel like we've done a great job of just taking what the pitcher gives us in big spots. We talk a lot about relaxing. The pressure's on the pitcher. Those are the spots where they're feeling like they have to be perfect. So they're trying to get you to chase. They're trying to get you to expand, and that's where we really have to zone in and look for those pitches out over the plate to lift to the outfield and make things happen. Our guys have been great at that.
The big difference in a guy like Rocchio in those situations in your mind?
Roque looks under control to me. He's not overswinging. He's trying to drive the ball to the middle of the field and then letting the pitch dictate where it goes from there. And Rocky's had some huge hits. That safety squeeze tonight was huge. And we've seen him struggle with that earlier in the year. So he's playing with a lot of confidence right now, defensively, on the bases, hitting. It's just fun to see Rocky being Rocky.
I get 500 at the 100-game mark, just kind of how would you assess where the team's at this point after the ups and downs?
I mean, I love where we're at. I obviously you want to be higher up, you want to have more wins, but given the way that this first 3.5, almost 4 months has gone, we have a 62-game season left. Let's go. Let's not stop. Our guys have been playing great baseball for the last 2 weeks. And like we said, even during that 10-game stretch, we weren't playing horrible. That's why we just have to stay the course, continue to work, continue to get better. Our starting pitching has been great. The bullpen's been great. Defense has been great. Hitting's been great. We got to keep it rolling.
We've been taking great at-bats. I think that's been the key right there. We bringing the guys, especially with 2 outs, Rafa, that we don't do anything from the beginning of the season. What we doing with 2 outs, Rafa?
We're doing what Jose Ramirez has been doing all season long, batting almost 400. But this is the thing, too. Jose Ramirez has company now at the plate.
Yes.
Yep. Nolan Jones have been doing really good ever since he replaced Quan for those 3 turns and went 3 for 3. Yesterday, the last 3 men in the lineup went 2 for 7 with 4 walks. Yeah. And that is something that is setting up the table. Quan went 0 for 5 yesterday, but when you have that kind of action at the bottom of the order, then the guys that are in charge of bringing them home really have something to bring home. Jose Ramirez didn't have double-digit gains with 2 or plus RBIs until recently.
In one of the games that we win, Jose Ramirez was the only one that doesn't
didn't
have
get
a hit
against the A's.
Yeah, against the A's.
And I gotta say one more thing that I have noticed in the last series against Athletics and this series. And by the way, we have a chance to win the 4th straight series in a row. But it seems to me that they're either executing the homework or doing their homework a little better, because against the A's for spring, they jumped on his first pitch because they know he wants to come in fastball on the first pitch. And yesterday they did the same thing with Young. So I like where we are, and I also like that when we went and lost 10 in a row, you didn't really see like finger pointing or anything like that. And that's a sign of a good clubhouse. And when things go bad, eventually they'll go well if you all get together and fix it up.
Also, over the last 2 weeks, I feel like I've seen Jose Ramirez smile more while playing baseball than I ever have in his whole career. He looks like he's having a lot of fun out there.
He's amazing at what he's been doing. Guys, I want you guys to know something. Jose Ramirez is a special player. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be where Hamilton's going to be this weekend. But you know what? He's number 5 in Major League Baseball with 7 times 20 or 20. Over 20 homers, over 20 stolen bases. He keep putting numbers. Rafa keep putting records every day.
I think only 3 other people have.
Yesterday, he became the second Guardian Indian to get 700 extra base hits.
Wow.
He's going to be number 1 in almost every list. He's chasing Tommy or Averill. And just, run score in 11 of the last 12 games, extra base hits. He's second in the league in games with 2+ extra base hits. Yes. It's just there's nothing more that he can do. The good thing now is that now he has the company that
and something that I don't want to forget. We just have Stephen Buck talking about in the conference. Stephen Buck and Terry Francona had the same record today. The same record, 142 and 119. That's special or what?
No, it's pretty incredible.
The first 2 years with this organization.
You want to hear one crazier? Yeah. And I forget the number exactly, but last year when we were before the trading deadline and when we got swept by the Tigers this season, the Tigers had the same record we had last season.
Wow.
And we had the same record the Tigers had last season.
Wow.
And there's the answer why we didn't think it's over, because anything can happen.
The Tigers better.
So
the Tigers
we are
better
going
watch
back.
out.
We are going back, and we need the fans at the ballpark. So you better be ready.
Hey, the one thing
that's the hot dogs waiting for you over there.
No, they're always waiting for me there. The one thing I've loved about this hot streak is we went into the All-Star break hot. And then you always worry, you're like, oh, you're going to go to All-Star break and you're going to cool down. They need not just cool down. They got hotter. They're doing even better than when they went in there. Yes. And that's what I love.
They scare us with that middle game against the A's with a 3-hit game. I was like, oh my God, here we go.
It was a little scary.
They came back.
It was a little scary. Yeah, but we could talk about the Cleveland Guardians a little bit more, but we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we have a really great interview for you guys with Hall of Famer Tom Hamilton. Woo.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service. Visit fairwayfordohio.com today.
Hi everybody, this is Carlos Baerga. I want to invite you to the Back to School Drive with a Smart Choice, August 4 from 12 to 3 in our Canton showroom. Join us for the free food, drinks, and giving back to the families in our community.
Today's featured interview is brought to you by Smart Choice Windows. Smart Choice Windows is the place to go when you need to upgrade your home. They have great deals and great financing with 0% for 24 months and no down payment option with monthly payments as low as $199. So if you're ready for a quieter, more energy efficient window, head over to smartchoicewindows.com to schedule your free no-pressure estimate today. Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy. Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga. Always positive Jay. We have Rafa here and
Always
Carlos.
positive Rafa? Oh,
Always
no.
positive Rafa, yeah.
Never
And-
positive Rafa.
Yeah.
And Carlos, again, every week, most popular man I know. Who do you got for us today?
No, I'm blessed because this guy got called up to the big leagues with myself. 1990 was a special time for Cleveland to have one of the best boys of the game. Over 5,000 games, 3 World Series. This guy, before he came here, he was the voice of the New York Yankees in AAA, Columbus Clipper, and got the opportunity to get to the big leagues with us, with the Cleveland Indians in 1990. We got the Hall of Famer, because this weekend he's going to the Hall of Fame, Tom Hamilton. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing great, Carlos, and good to be with all of you. Thank you.
Oh, my God. Tom, tell us about the opportunity that you have to be with the Cleveland Indians in 1990, how special it was for you.
Well, Carlos, I'm sure you felt the same way getting traded from San Diego. The opportunity to get to the big leagues was all any of us wanted when you're in the minor leagues, whether you're a player, a coach, a manager, a trainer. I mean, everyone's goal is someday to get that call up to the big leagues. And so for us, kind of like winning the lottery when we got that call and got hired by the Indians in January of 1990.
Tom, it's Rafa here. I am the Spanish voice of the Cleveland Guardians, and I gotta tell you, to me, it's always something to look up to when I get replies on Twitter saying, Rafa is good, but Hammy, man, nobody can touch him. So I appreciate to be able to share at least a stadium with you. And I wanted to ask you, how was your career from coming into Cleveland and all the way to now, obviously getting that big phone call to go to Cooperstown, but you as a broadcaster, how amazing was it for you to develop with this organization?
Well, Rafa, as we all know, we're very blessed. Any of us that are able to be a part of this game in any small way. I wished I would have been as good a player as Carlos and all those guys, because everybody wants to play in the major leagues. But for me, when you're not talented enough to do that, this seemed like the next best way to stay close to the game. So, I've been so grateful. We're so blessed to have been in Cleveland for 36 years. We raised 4 children in this city. It's been an incredible community. They have been so loyal and so welcoming to us, as I think Carlos and anybody that has played here knows. And, you're just, again, to be able to do it in one city and not have to move your family all over the country, that's a dream come true. And again, I just can't believe where the time went. It just seems like it was yesterday.
I just want to tell you what an honor it is to have you on this show. I can't tell you, and thank you so much for, I don't know how many times, me and every Cleveland fan to just paint a perfect picture for the game and just making listening to the game so enjoyable, and it's almost like you're watching it. So thank you so much for that. But my question is about the team. I think this team is on the verge, and I think that if they were buyers, they can make a run at the whole thing. Do you see that by any chance?
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you, it's a great question because of what we saw just last summer. And I think we're always prisoners of the moment. But we were in Detroit last summer at the trade deadline, and Jack Flaherty, who had dominated us all last season with the Tigers, was supposed to pitch against us, and he was scratched before the ballgame. And we all knew what that meant. It meant the Tigers were going to trade Jack Flaherty, because he was going to be a free agent after the 24 season. Tigers traded some other veterans. They were a sub 500, well below 500 ball club, and they were continuing their rebuild. And then they went something like 33-13 in August and September. And the next thing you know, they have Cleveland on the ropes. They're 7 outs away from eliminating Cleveland in Game 4 in the division series at Comerica Park. And I think because of that, just what you said, and because now the way Cleveland is playing, having won 10 out of 12 to get back to 500, they're only 9 out of first. But more importantly, they're only 2.5 out of the last wild card spot. They're a legitimate playoff contender. Now, do they need a few other pieces? I think so. But that's easy to play general manager when you're not the guy making those decisions. So I think the thing we have found now with 3 wild card teams in each league, you have literally about roughly, take away the division leaders, you have 15 teams in the American and National League that are all within about 5 games of the final wild card spot. So really, who is going to trade? And those teams that are willing to trade people, the asking price is going to be very high. So this will be an interesting 8-9 days for Chris Antonetti and Mike Chernoff. And, if they keep playing the way they are now, because the starting pitching has become so consistent, I think they can be in this for the long run.
Okay, I want to take things a little less serious here. What do you say is the craziest thing that you've ever had to call? Was it Trevor Bauer throwing that ball over center field? Was it the down goes Anderson moment? What would you say is your favorite?
Well, I don't know, Gabby, if, any of them are my favorite, but when you say craziest, now we've had so many things that have happened that, of course, you can't recollect at the moment. But when you mentioned Trevor Bauer, I'd kind of forgotten about it.
I could never forget about that moment. That one was wild.
Well, neither will Tito and neither will Trevor Bauer from the butt chewing he got from Tito. Once they got to the dugout and they were out of sight of the cameras, Trevor Bauer probably knew he had pitched his last pitch for Cleveland based on the reaction he got from Tito, and rightfully so. It was such an unprofessional thing to do. But it was impressive that you could throw a ball into the water fountains from the pitcher's mound. I think it gave you an idea. And some of the reactions of the players, I think it was Oscar Mercado was in center field. He had his back to the mound thinking there was a timeout, which there was, and he sees the ball fly over his head over the wall, and he jerks around thinking he had missed somebody swinging and hitting the ball. And it was the craziest thing that we've ever seen, I think, from a pitcher. Obviously, the Anderson Ramirez thing was so stunning because back in the day when Carlos played, bench clearing brawls were pretty commonplace, but it was always a guy charging the mound because he'd been hit by a pitch. We don't see that ever anymore in the game. And so very seldom do you see anything remotely like what we saw with Tim Anderson and Jose Ramirez. And, I know there have been a lot of other ones. The most improbable game was down 14-2 after 6 innings against Seattle. That great Mariners team of 0-1. And then they come back and win that ball game, having trailed by 12 with 3 innings to go. So, you'd have to really sit down, Gabby, and really try to press the memory button. But I think when you bring up the Trevor Bauer, that's one of the more bizarre ones. I know we had a pitcher come up from the minor leagues, Cameron Camcross, who was from Australia, and Charlie Manuel hadn't even met him yet. He just told the umpire, I don't know, we got this left-hander coming in. I don't know his name. And so, that was because we were making so many roster moves at the time. So there are those kind of things that happen throughout the course of a year.
How about the Fernando Vina Albert Bell fiasco at second base?
Oh, yeah, that was that was another one. I happened to be in the hallway. We were at Milwaukee's County Stadium when that happened, and Bob Uecker, the legendary voice of the Brewers and the late great Bob Uecker, was on the call for Milwaukee, and I heard it in the hallways. I didn't see it, but he described the play, and he described it as Albert Bell just made roadkill out of Fernando Pena. And that was one of the great descriptions of all time.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, I have Rafa. Rafa is my man in there, my combination. And when John Kensey hit a homer last year in the playoff, he called, "Oh my God, we are going to Christmas right now. Big Christmas." Went deep in there. But when we talk about it's amazing because right now you are all over MLB, ESPN, all the homers that you call and stuff like that. But when you call down goes Anderson, you call it like you are a speaker from boxing. Do you ever do boxing or anything like that? Because Rafa do all those stuff. Do you do it too?
No, I never did. I think that's a byproduct of being a kid. Watching ABC's Wild World of Sports with Howard Cosell and the George Foreman Joe Frazier fight, and that was stealing a line from the great Howard Cosell. Why that popped into my head at that time, Lord only knows. But thankfully, it wasn't something that got me fired that I said, because all of us know in radio you're working without a net, and you're 10 seconds away from saying the wrong thing that could end your career. So you're always very, very cognizant of that.
I know.
I just had a class today with kids at Bowen Wallace, and I was telling them about how it's better to be yourself and just say whatever comes out of your mouth. And sometimes it could be dangerous, but hell, that it has worked for you and it's working for me. But I wanted to ask you, Tom, to share a story, because you and I share a good friend, and we were both brought to Cleveland by the same man, Tom Wilson, and he used to tell me the story before I got to know you about looking for the play-by-play announcer for the Cleveland Indians, and it was supposed to be an interview, and it was snowing really hard. Do you remember that day when you came for that interview?
Oh, yeah.
And is it true, or is Tom just embellishing the story?
No, that's true, and I didn't really apply for the job. I was involved with Ohio State football down in Columbus, which was usually about a 70 to 80 hour week for each ball game and everything that we did to prepare for it. And we were expecting and had the birth of our first child, Nicholas, right around Thanksgiving of 1989. And so I never really applied for the job. I didn't think I had a chance at it anyway, because I was the number 2 guy in Columbus. Figured they wouldn't have an interest in the number 2 guy, and just procrastinated. And we couldn't go anywhere at Christmas because Nick was a month old, and we weren't comfortable driving in the winter to Wisconsin or to Pittsburgh to see the 2 families. So my wife said, "Why don't you, after Christmas Mass, go to the radio station? Nobody will be there because it's Christmas, and listen to your tapes, put together an audition tape, and give it a shot." And that's what I did. And luckily, they were willing to listen, and I became one of the finalists. And then, Tom Wilson was the man that eventually made the phone call, but had to drive up in a snowstorm. He's right about that. But there wasn't anything that was going to stop me from getting to Columbus to Cleveland for an interview if you thought maybe you had an outside chance at getting that job. So, I listened to my wife, which all of us good husbands should do, and she'd never been wrong yet. And so thankfully she convinced me, and we've been lucky enough to be here ever since.
And listening to the wife is always a good advice. But I have to tell you, Tom proudly always tells a story about how he was at home having breakfast, and he thought that the interview wasn't going to happen because the snow was so bad, and you were there at the interview. But he also always said that he loved you from the moment he heard you doing the Ohio State and also doing baseball. So I'm pretty sure he has a smile just as big as yours this weekend when you get enshrined into Cooperstown.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's why you're so grateful for all of the people that have made this such an incredible journey. I mean, it's really not about me. I'm the one that's getting way too much attention, way too much recognition. There are so many people, starting with not only your wife and children, but back to your parents, your siblings, your friends along the way, and people like Tom Wilson, Bob Tayak, who's now the PA announcer at Progressive Field. Bob was also a part of the hiring process. He was the program director. You know, you're just grateful for all of these people because, you know, you tell your own children, you know, life takes a lot of twists and turns, and, you know, you just got to be able to roll with it. And, you know, we've been very fortunate.
Tom, as a fan, as a player, as a Big Play Network, as a Carlos Baerga Show with Positive J, Gabby, Rafa, Ryan, and everybody that here, thank you. Thank you for always being there for us. 35 years, the Chiefs radio play-by-play announcer for the Cleveland Guardians of Major League Baseball. 35 years giving everything you have every day in there. You are recipient of the 2025 Ford C. Freaks Award from the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Woo. God bless you. Thank you for representing Cleveland. Thank you for representing all the fans here. We love you, and we want you to enjoy it with your family. God bless, my friend.
Love you guys, too. Thank you so much. It was such an honor and a pleasure to be with you, and appreciate you taking the time and thinking of us.
God bless, brother. Take care.
This segment was also brought to you by Smart Choice Baths. If your bathroom needs an update, the team at Smart Choice Baths has you covered. Whether you're looking to replace your shower or do a whole bathroom remodel, Smart Choice can offer the quality and expertise you will need to make that experience an enjoyable one. Be sure to check them out at smartchoicebaths.com or give them a call at 1-844-GET-SMART to set up your free estimate today. Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, always Positive J and Rafa in the house, and we just talked to one of the best radio broadcasters of all time, the best of the best.
He was amazing, and the thing that what amazed me is that, you know, he come from basketball, you know, to do baseball, but Rafa, you've been doing that. You do football, you do basketball, you do boxing. You know how hard it is, man.
You know, I don't think it's hard when you love what you do, and I'm sure he was a fan of the sport, and also when you have an opportunity to be the voice of a franchise, like I have had the chance coming to Cleveland, the same thing as he did, and run into an organization that actually welcomed him and gave him the opportunity to give the organization a voice. And I think what I get from just meeting Tom and seeing, first of all, how much people love him.
Yes.
And it's hard to do that when you're on the air, when you're talking, especially this day and age when everybody has an opinion and a criticism about anything. It's amazing to see how much he's loved, not only here in Cleveland or by the Guardians fans, but also by any baseball fan knows who Hammy, as they call him. And I think it's just great. I hope I can be here
a long time.
24 years from now and say, 36 years ago I came to Cleveland. That would be amazing.
And he's the first one in the ballpark. Every time when I go through the door, he's sitting down right there. I say hi to him. He already preparing himself for the fans. And he's maybe the last one because you listen to it. When the people are walking, getting out the ballpark in the radio, he's in there too. So it's amazing, you know, the passion that he have, the way he called the game. Did you can remember any call?
My favorite will always be Down Goes Anderson, and it's a tribute to Howard Cosell, and it was just awesome in the moment how he just was like, all right, let's just do this way, and he paints, like I said, just such a great picture of the game. When I'm listening to it at work, which thank you make my day fly.
So you're watching a movie when he talks.
Yeah, it's like he's just so great. Like I don't feel like I'm missing anything by not watching.
But he said something that's very important, and like I said, I was doing a class today. It is the best part about it is him. He's natural. He's not putting up a show. Yeah. That's why he's the best, and he's the same all the time because he doesn't have a couple of lines to be. You know, if Jose hits this, I'm gonna say this. Or if this guy, no, it's just whatever comes out of his,
Gab,
whatever comes out of his soul, And I think that's amazing.
What did I say?
About him, he doesn't hold back.
He just says what he wants to say, and it's always funny, it's always good, and it's always to the point.
And players respect him.
Yeah, they do.
Which is amazing when you think about it.
I mean, we're pretty blessed as Cleveland. We had 3 great callers. We had the late Jim Donovan, the late Joe Tate for years. Mm-hmm. Hammy,
and they all have something in common. They were here for 30 some years with each organization. So.
And like you said, hey, if you're the first one in, the last one out, that's how you get to the Hall of Fame.
And go to the Hall of Fame. That's special. You like it, Gabby?
Oh, the last thing I have to say about this, I think it's very unique that when you go to the ballpark, how many people have headphones just to listen to him while they're at the game, or even watching at home.
Yes.
They
My dad does
they
that.
put him on while they're watching.
And by the way, the best thing about CLE Guardians TV this year is the fact that you can actually watch, and you don't have to worry about getting your radio or anything. You can actually put Tammy on, and you can put us, Carlos and I.
You know what?
Give us a couple of minutes in Spanish.
A lo profundo.
I don't have a clue what you guys say, but when we get the replays, it is so exciting from you guys.
We put the sazón de, oiga, rico, se fue para la calle.
Something about the Spanish call, and I like anytime like in Japan, their calls are really cool. I remember hearing Manny Ramirez, and they're like, home run, Godzilla! And I'm like, yeah.
I gotta give you an advice. I have something to say. I'm sorry, always producing Ryan if I'm going to go over time.
APR.
This is an advice I give people because I always kind of get a little bit on the right? When people say, I love it because Spanish guys always have energy. Mm-hmm. And I always say, translate the call, listen to what he said in English, and then tell me if you still love it. Because just the energy is not really like anybody can scream. Because I have heard guys doing play-by-play in Spanish, and if you translate the call, you'll be like, what the hell? You guys on the radio? You know? So, yes, I appreciate the fact that they love the energy, but I also think that we also, in Spanish, also have the content and the
probably be a good way for me also to start learning Spanish, which I
have to, papi.
I lived in Florida for a year, and the only thing I picked up was to count to 10 and gringo, and that was because when we played basketball, they'd always go, cover the gringo, and I go, what does that mean? Why are you guys calling me that? And they're like, it just means white person. I'm like, oh, okay.
No, you know what that means?
That's
when the Mexico-U.S. war came in, and the U.S. troops came in, and they were wearing green.
Yes.
So they used to say green, go. And that's why in Spanish they referred, gringo is an American.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but it comes from that. They wanted the green to go, the gringo.
Vámonos a un comercial. Go ahead, Gabby.
Okay, yeah, that was amazing that we got to talk to Hall of Famer Tom Hamilton. He was the best. We could probably talk about him for hours, but we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more Cleveland Guardians headlines.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Lake Spur Marketing, connecting your brand to the right customers. Visit lakespurmarketing.com today.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, always positive Jay, and we have Rafa with us today. Before we get into some more Cleveland Guardians headlines, the Carlos Baerga Show is proudly brought to you by your local Infiniti dealers, Infiniti of Beechwood and Infiniti of Akron. From the moment you walk into these beautiful dealerships, you'll experience luxury, care, and innovation that define the Infiniti brand. The knowledgeable team at Infiniti is here to make every step seamless, from your test drive to long after the sale. So stop into one of their locations to experience the Infiniti difference, or visit them online at infinitiofbeechwood.com or infinitiofakron.com. So the Cleveland Guardians, they're heating up. It's fun. Let me just ask you guys this. Playoffs? Yes or no?
We are. I think we're going.
We're going? My bags have been packed since you said.
What Rafa said to us, in the segment before, the way our numbers are going up, in there, 10-2. 10-2, we playing the last 12 games, but everything you start, the first game coming back in Houston, that was special. That was special, coming there, and it's been Angel Martinez.
He's been great.
He's been unbelievable. We're hitting second. He's getting on base, and he did a great job when Kwan went to the DL. You remember hitting first, getting walks, getting on base. Hitting for us, it's been amazing, what he's been doing. He's right now in the last 15 games, 339, 4 homers, 12 RBIs. So he's been the man in there for us getting on base for Jose Ramirez.
And remember, we have Gabriel Arias coming back. He's already working out in Columbus. But the most important thing, I know in baseball you don't hear this much, and I hate to give it this term by strength of schedule, but the 31 of the next 37 games starting from the All-Star break are against teams below 500. I know on paper it's boring. You have to play the games, but it's in there. It's there for the taking. And so far, they are 4-1 since the break. 2 against the A's and 2 against Baltimore. And tonight they have the chance to win the series again against the Baltimore Orioles. So I think everything is trending in a good way, and we have surpassed, I think, 5 teams already that were above us on the wild card race. Now we only have 2 teams, and it's only like 3.5 games. So it's there. And in baseball, even though we already played more than 100 games, it's still a long way to go.
And something that we have to say, our bullpen, something happened. That since the day off,
Carl Willis happened.
It's been unbelievable. It's been, in there, Clase, K. Smith, even Gotti, stuff like that. I think
Zabrowski did well yesterday.
Zabrowski doing really good. And that's important because our pitching staff, Rafa always say when we start the game, I say, Carlos, tell me what's going to happen today. Well, we need 6 innings from this guy. Even Allen. Yeah. Allen is pitching unbelievable. He keeps us in the game, in there. And then, the guy that Rafa like to do the Seconi.
Yeah, you don't know what he's going to do. He has that little thing
before he throws. It's like,
something about him. He just seems like he's like a crazy guy, but it seems awesome.
If you go to a game, watch him. The opponents are not even in their own dugout, and Ciccone is already in the mound, and the umpire is chasing him to check his glove at his hand because he runs out.
He's like talking to himself out there, like hyping himself up. I like that.
I like him. You have to watch Ciccone. We always have people throwing out the first pitch. Mm-hmm. The guy finishing out the throwing the first pitch, and he's running to the mound.
That's hilarious.
He's amazing. But you know what? In the clubhouse, he's a quiet guy. Yeah. He's sitting down. He don't talk to nobody.
All business.
And then when he put the uniform to be in the field, he's a different person. So that's why that's the something that a lot of players. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. You remember when Ora Hershiser say how he prepared for the game and stuff like that. That's the way Ciccone. I love it. He's doing good. But Gavin Williams. He's been a master, man. He's been pitching good, keep us in the game. He's been throwing strike. He's striking out a lot.
Cut down on those walks. He's been cutting down on those.
Yeah, he's been watching the show. He knows. He's like, Gab's right. I got to get these walks down. They're killing me. And yes, I do think we're going to make the playoffs. I think
great.
I'd so much rather start off slow and get better and progress upward towards the end of the season than, do what the Tigers did and start off red hot. And now they're looking like they're the team on the struggle bus. And I'm not afraid to say it. I really think we got a chance at the division.
Stop it.
Yes, you're right. We need to get to the wild card first, but I'm just not afraid. I think we have a chance at it. If you can get within 4 or 5 games when you play them the next series and you can win that, you're right there.
Well, could be
consider the source because over here had the Browns in the Super Bowl the last 7 seasons.
Ryan?
No.
I don't even talk about the Browns
Super Bowl in
No way. Ryan, he say that? No. Wow.
His name is always Super Bowl
Now
in
they
J.
call him Positive J. This guy right here, he's amazing. I hope it happens because I want to see. I want to see all my other sport. Basketball, football. I want Rafa to go to the World Series again. Rafa got a ring. Every time he show it to me, and I got a ring, Carlos. I got a ring.
You think we get a ring if we win?
I want to. Yes, we're going to.
Man, I'm going to be the Lord of the Rings in Cleveland. I'll be the only one with a ring from the Guardians and the Cavs.
Call for all 3 teams. If you got to pick who wins the next championship, who you picking?
Well, the World Series come first, so I go for baseball, and then I want to be in February. I want to be in February at the Super Bowl. I haven't called a Super Bowl in so long. Calling one Brown Super Bowl will be just unbelievable.
It's gonna be good.
Just because of what it would mean to the city.
Yeah, it would mean a lot.
But I have to say something. We are the trade deadline is coming now in July 31st, and we're gonna have a player that's gonna come in. He pitched yesterday. Shane Bieber is getting better and better. 3 innings yesterday, 2 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 43 pitches, and I think he's gonna be good for the last part of the month, maybe at the beginning of August. He's stepping up with us in there, so that's an improvement there. That's like you're getting somebody in.
And we're getting Gabriel Arias too.
And we're getting Gabriel Arias gonna come in. Our defense gonna be better. Now we're gonna have for me, I put Rocky on second base and I leave Gabriel Arias shortstop, and I think we're gonna be better.
And I think the moment they announced that Arias was going back to Columbus, Rocky's bat just got alive, and now he's batting 300 too. And they're like, him and Angel Martinez
playing some awesome defense. He had some hell of a plays yesterday against the Orioles.
Maybe bring another bat. Maybe that's the only thing I think we need.
He's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
So do you guys see the Guardians making any like crazy moves at the deadline, or is it going to be pretty calm?
The way we're playing right now, you're going to put pressure on the front office. I think that they need it. They need it. Our fans have been really good. We average 22,000 people, in the game, and we want more. And I want the people to go there because this guy going to be eating hot dogs over there.
When you're a player, Carlos, and you guys are hearing like trade rumors about Steven Kwan and all that, does that like motivate you a little bit? Like, no, we don't want to trade. Like, we're winners, and it, like push you a little bit to start winning. You're like, I don't want to see him go. We're ready to make the playoffs.
Oh yeah, anybody want to go? No, but even they talking about Jose Ramirez. No, he don't want to go. He want to stay here.
I hope they can find the magic to add without subtracting.
Yes,
get rid of prospects, get rid of picks, whatever you want. And I think that's what the Cats have been doing.
Right.
And I got into the point now where they have to make some, and they have make some moves. So, I will be. I don't know, just destroying what they have right now in the clubhouse. I don't know. That's why I'm here. I'm not in the.
I would just love to see him be buyers for one. Again, I just want to see that push. Get me a legitimate.
Do you want a pitcher? Do you want a hitter?
I want a hitter. I want a power hitting outfielder. I don't care if just where he comes from. Just please give me someone that's consistent out there and that you could put behind Jose and protect him for once. But I doubt we're gonna get someone like that. But I what I want and what I think is going to happen are completely different. I don't think anything's really going to happen with that
I think Nolan Jones has been doing really good. He's getting better. I think even Jonathan Rodriguez, when he get the opportunity, he's producing, getting on base. We're getting better in that. We got Angel in center field. We got Mansaldo start hitting. And something that I want you to say, Jay, because we were talking about, a lot of people don't understand, and I don't even know about it. What he went through for the last
he
month.
was like his mom was on the heart track. They were waiting for a long time. So you got to think like that's been on the back of his mind for so long. Now she's got it. She's at home doing better. Like the weight of the world is off that dude's shoulders, and now it's just focus on baseball. And you could see, like, he's playing different. He's playing better.
Yeah, he came back and hit a home run against Aaron Savali, the guy that he got traded for. So that was pretty cool to see, too.
All I got to tell Luigi is cut the hair all you want. Just don't touch the mustache.
Never touch the mustache.
That's like the magic right there.
Yeah. David Fry. David Fry's back. Yeah. David Fry's right. Frito in Spanish. That's what Rafi calling. He's been back, so we need that bat too. So that's a plus that we have in our lineups, to help, Jose Ramirez and Steven Kwan. That I hope that he stay healthy. That's what we need to. We need his wrist. What he got yesterday, he
went 0 for 5. But
okay.
But that throw he had out was pretty impressive.
Oh yeah,
second base.
He plays that wall so well.
He's the best.
He's got to just sit out there before practice and just take balls off that wall.
The play was closer just because the tag was in the wrong place. Otherwise, they would have been waiting for him with coffee and a hot dog or whatever.
The Guardian social media pointed out you could hear the crowd wanting the dude to go to second because they knew Quan.
And then Nolan Jones almost threw somebody out on a fly ball to right field. Yeah. The guy kind of got too far ahead, and those two guys. And then when Thomas comes back, those are the 3 outfielders with the most outfield assists in the league in the last 3 years.
Oh, the last 3 years.
The 3 of them.
Yeah.
And Quan leading the.
Nolan Jones just get hotter and keep it up, and we don't even need another outfielder. We'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, we need to 1, pay Steven Kwan, 2, not trade Steven Kwan, and 3, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll do more Cleveland Guardians headlines.
I love it.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Pure AV, luxury home automation. Experience your dream smart home by visiting pureavcorp.com.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, always positive Jay, and Rafa with us today. So, upcoming series that we have going on, we have Kansas City coming up. We're going there.
That's a team that they haven't played good this year. It's been off, and they've been. I think they got the pitching, they got everything, and they got great hitters too. When you have Bobby Witt Jr., you got Pascuitino, and then you have Salvador Perez getting hot too. And they're good team, but they are not playing together. I don't know what's going on with them. We need to take a break, advance of that.
Yeah.
And we're going to have Williams facing them, for the first game. That's very important.
And you have to remember, too, that the next few series is Kansas City and then Colorado coming and Minnesota to start August. they're also going to be affected by what happens to those teams in the trading deadline. You know, Minnesota has with Buxton rumor to go almost every team in major league.
We'll take them.
So those series are kind of hard to figure out. We don't even know what's going to happen with our team.
Maybe Kansas City. I heard that Kansas City is going to let go maybe St. Lugo or maybe Waka too. So I don't know. We this is the advantage that we have that we need to keep our team together. You know, maybe win somebody else. But I think this is a good chance for us to keep going. And what you say, Rafa, our schedule is perfect.
It's set for the taking. Yeah,
it's set to take it.
Yeah, while they're down, keep them down. Don't let them catch any momentum against us. Knock them completely out of the wild card. Make them sellers. And the same thing. Like, we'll got Colorado, who's struggling a little bit, and you got to take care of business then. But Minnesota's been playing tough, and you got to go there and win that series. And then you're really starting to get back up into that wild card and stuff. So.
Can we get Brandon healthy for that series, and then we send him back to rehab?
Yeah,
because I know he always kills the Twins, right?
Brandon, he's out for the season.
I know. I'm saying, can we get him healthy for 3 games?
He always does.
And bring him back.
Maybe you can bring Naquin now, the closer.
Oh yeah,
He
was out there.
Tyler Naquin, wow, my brother, that was one of my best plays. I love that when they hit that inside the park home run. That was in the playoff, yeah. That was in the play against Toronto. If I can imagine, I think it was Toronto or something like that.
He just came up, and all I remember is the rock out stand when he stood up.
Yeah, like what went through his mind to do that? That was like
he has said, like, he's on thing, like he was coming around third thinking about what he was gonna do and stuff. Oh yeah, he's on record for saying he was thinking about I don't know.
That's amazing. But I think, you know, we got a couple guys, you know, in the minor leagues that we were talking about. Ladders, he just got surgery today. He's gonna be out for the season. There was a couple guys that
Bassana got 3 doubles yesterday.
Yesterday.
He came off his DL and just kept raking. Like I think he's gonna be a very, very special player.
I think he's gonna be good for next year. Next year, I think, you know, we have the players here.
Can you see him
because you don't want to bring
doing like what Martin Zardo did last year, just kind of come up and get a couple hits here and there, not really starting, but just Bassana, or is it still too early for him?
I think too early, and you don't want to mess up what's going on right now with Rocky and Gabriel Arias being our man. You know what?
Yeah, he's the type of guy you bring up for the playoff just to get himself acquainted with what is about.
Might not even play, but just be a part of the ball club and see how professional
most teams do with their superstars. You know, with their pick.
They did that with like Arias in 2022. They had him like in there a little bit.
Yeah.
He actually did it with Jeter when I was in New York. They just brought him into the wild card series just to.
And I think he needs some at-bats. He haven't played this year. He's been hurt. So we need to keep him there because you don't want to bring him here and then be sitting down without doing anything. I think we need to, you know, we need him in there maybe in the last part of the season. Remember, we still have 2 months or 3. We got 3 months.
And we still have Juan Brito down there, too.
We got Brito is out for the season.
But I'm saying, but I know that guy is going to be fighting for.
What's the other, the outfield, the name?
CJ
Chavis.
La Violeta.
Yeah, he's kind of down a little bit, too, in his hitting. It's a long season. That's why I said to people, hey, calm down. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna start producing. Our guys, they're gonna play together. And I think I have to give a lot of credit what Stephen Buck say. You know, they've been, you know, keeping everybody with their mind together. Let's do the little things. We need to bond. We need to keep stealing bases, putting pressure to the other team. Is gonna be the key for us.
We had a run on a squeeze bunt last night.
Hey.
We bunted. We went out with men in the corner.
That's got ball right there. We love that. We love that.
Ball.
I think Rocky did it. Yeah,
Rocky did it.
Yeah, Rocky did it. He's been good for the last, you know, the second half.
When you have like a 10-game losing streak like that, especially early in the season, and you overcome it, doesn't it help you as a team? Like, we've overcome this. We've been down in the dumps, and we have proven to ourselves that we can pull ourselves out of anything. That's got to help your confidence a lot.
Especially, I think everything is started beating the Houston Astros.
Yes.
A team that being
like I said, we were the coldest team and we beat the hottest team
in the last 8 years. So I think that everything changed. I say, wow, they start believing. I say, we can do it, Rafa. I think we have the opportunity. We beat the Houston Astros. This is our first place in the West, playing against great teams over there. I think we have the chance, and I think that everything is start right there. Since that day.
And one of the other reasons I think the team stayed together, Gab, is that we weren't really getting blown out. We were losing 1-run games. We were throwing the ball away. We were really just hurting ourselves. It wasn't really that we were getting beaten. Yeah. So I think the kind of group that we have like most of those young kids have grown up playing baseball together since like they came into single A, and they knew it was like, first of all, that's the way baseball works, and second of all, like they were just this close from correcting some of the things, just doing the fundamentals to do better. So I think it helps to go through those hard times and notice that you still stay together. So when you're winning, everything, the jokes are funnier, the food tastes better. It's great.
Yeah, so your Cleveland Guardians, they've been hot, but there's another team in the AL Central that's kind of not been. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about what's going on with the Detroit Tigers.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer. Find local retailers who sell garage beer near you by visiting drinkgaragebeer.com.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, always positive Jay, and we have Rafa with us today. So the Detroit Tigers, they were off to a hot start, but that hot start doesn't look as hot anymore.
They are going through through a tough time, like every team in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers went through that. The Pirates, they always go through that.
Pirates are stuck.
The Pirates leave there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The last couple days, they've been good, though. The last couple days, the Pirates have been good. So
I'm a huge Pirate fan right now.
Yeah, me too.
Detroit.
They're doing good. Well, that's a lot of teams going through that, and I think they need hitting. They need hitting. The pitching, they keep pitching good. Mize is pitching good. Even started Escobar last Sunday, he pitched 1-0 game and stuff like that. But I think the hitting is the one that cool off a little bit. They need Carpenter, and they might get, I think that's going to be the team. They might get Eugenio Suarez. The guys that leading the league in homers and in RBIs. Maybe they going to show up and make that trade to make them go to another level.
I would like to see what they give away. But I got to tell you one thing. I don't care who they get.
Yeah.
They better stay away from the Guardians' way on the playoff because they know that's gonna be like, oh my God, we gotta play
these guys again.
But they know they're watching what we're doing.
No, but they don't want to play us.
I think they're traumatized.
Well, they know.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
So I think right now is going to show who they really are. Like we're showing who we are. We came out of it. Let's see if they come out of it the same way we did. I hope they don't. I hope they suffer and they lose most of their games from here on out. But yeah, we'll see how they respond to this losing streak that they're on. And like I said, as of Guardians fans, I hope they don't respond very well at all.
And their next series is against the Blue Jays, and that's a first place team. So
they're fighting for the first place too.
Yeah, but that's a team that is really hot right now. The Toronto Blue Jays, they're playing really good baseball, and even without Santander and without Barcho, that's amazing. They're winning games, but they're pitching. They got good pitching. We saw them here. They're good team. I think it's gonna be good. And another team in the National League is the Milwaukee Brewers. They're playing really, really good baseball. They're scoring almost 5 runs a game. They beat the only team in baseball that beat the Dodgers 6-0 against the Dodgers. So that's special.
They got some insanely good young pitching on that team. Like who's the Miz they call him? He's a skinny looking guy. I don't know how long he's gonna last, but he's
throwing like
pitch,
103-mile-an-hour fastballs every single pitch.
He got plunked out the other day, I think.
And by the way, I still can't get used to the National League Brewers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Were they in the American League?
Of course they were in the American League. Get out of here, man. You're that young?
Yeah. Even
Robin Young, Paul Molitor.
Houston Astros too.
I remember Houston Astros were in the National League.
Yeah, National League too. They come up to the minor.
Yeah. I have one more thing for you guys before we wrap it up. I want to ask you guys, because I know you guys are on the call often. If you guys aren't watching, you guys should. Do you have any specific moments from this season that stand out as your favorites? Any calls that you were like, that was great? That was fun.
I should know this, but think about it. We have had a lot of fun with Manzardo.
Yeah.
Because ever since he was here at the show, we have a lot of fun and stuff that doesn't get on the air. Every time Sandy Alomar comes out runs to first base, we kind of do the play-by-play of him running like Usain Bolt with his shoes.
He used the different color shoes every day. My boy Sandy Alomar, he got a contract. He's like Michael Jordan, maybe LeBron. They use one tennis shoes every day. That's Sandy Alomar. Every time he starts running, he's coming with a red one, white one, blue one, white with blue, white with red, or something. It's amazing.
I wear a size 13. If he's got the same size, I'll take those old shoes off.
I have to say something. go to the ballpark today because today is a Superman day, and you're gonna see me and Rafa.
No, you won't.
Waiting there, yes. You're gonna see Rafa with the Superman
on C button. Cancel his account.
Remember, put that picture, Ryan. Don't forget about it.
We got a great T-shirt giveaway too. The meteor.
Yeah, the meteor. You know what other moments are great? The walk off. Always good.
Yeah. Why would
Jose he sent a couple home and that was the last time he got a hit after he went to that slump when he got hit against who was it? The Blue Jays. No?
Yeah,
he walked them off and then they hit him the next day and the average went down to like 290.
I know. They're all special. But Rafa, thank you always for being
Thank you for having me.
You're awesome.
I need to get paid extra because I got to deal with you extra time.
Gabby.
Yeah, okay, guys. Cleveland Guardians are hot again. We are going to see you guys next week. But until then, you should be at the ballpark watching the games. And yeah, go Guardians.
See you.